Ashes of Creation is coming to Steam Early Access on December 11th with a huge update and a ton of questions along the way. And if you haven't heard the details, my name's Dusty, and I'm here to take you through the good, the bad, and the unknown of Ashes of Creation from the perspective of a daily content creator who has played nearly 3,000 hours of Ashes of Creation in 2025. So stay tuned, and I hope I can help answer some questions and also set some expectations as you may be looking to join us in this playtesting environment and help make the real launch of Ashes down the road a whole lot better than it would be without us. Ashes of Creation brings in a mix of old MMO inspiration with some aspirations to make it a little more modern to deliver a mix of an old school feeling MMO with a depth of systems that'll leave most players with a ton of content choices. The only issue is that most of the systems are not quite online yet, and a lot of the ones that are often in development systems that are not quite in their final iteration. The early access period for Ashes is far from a polished product with all of the final touches nearly in place, and instead is a gritty, grueling playtesting environment where your average gamer may actually be better off waiting until a later date to hop in. If you're like me, and you're looking for a living open world that will continue to grow and blossom over time, and you're looking to provide feedback on some janky things along the way, Ashes may actually be a good fit. However, if you're on the fence, there will definitely be more wipes on the way to launch, so you'll likely have many opportunities to hop in when you're a little bit more excited. Since following Ashes of Creation earlier in development and becoming a daily player myself, one of my favorite components of Ashes has always been the community emphasis of the gameplay loops. While many things are achievable solo in Ashes of Creation, this large, punishing world is always best served with friends. Whether you're taking on open world dungeons, points of interest, or world events, things will nearly always be easier in a group. Crafters have to play a bit of a specialized role, only able to promote a certain number of trade skills to each tier. This incentivizes a network of gatherers, crafters, and processors, all working together to provide. If you don't like trade skills, the player-to-player economy and trading posts in each town make it possible for you to progress and gear without partaking in every single gameplay loop, so there are options for you to make ends meet in Vera. The combat system can be one of the largest hits or misses of Ashes of Creation depending on who you ask. A tab target base with action combat elements through dodging, blocking, and sprinting allow you to play the ability economy of a traditional tab target, while also having the playmaking ability that comes with stamina usage. Every archetype using a ranged and melee weapon in their kit will come as a bit of a surprising shock at first to some, but it starts to make more sense and feel a little more fluid as you learn the differences between the two and the situationalities where you'll use each. Ability choices, ranks, and secondary archetype choices will, when all of these are in and finalized down the road, provide an immense amount of customization to the character, all leading to your meta, not the meta. Not to mention, no two servers will ever be in the same state of progression thanks to the living world and the settlement system that must be developed by player progression to unlock certain areas and crafting. Character progression is always a hot topic in every game. Some too fast, some too slow, some get you hooked only to lose you halfway through. In Ashes, you're able to progress your character in many ways, from mob grinding to questing, commissions, world events, even gathering, refining, and crafting, all giving some form of character experience. Now, that's not to say all of these methods are fully fleshed out and equitable. Questing still leaves a lot to be desired. From the UI standpoint of identifying your quest givers in the first place, the reward scaling upon completion, and the continuity of questing past the initial starting hubs. The upcoming Destiny system does allow for some light guidance through the world with objectives to complete in different areas, and this system will be unveiled for the first time in December. The questing options have come a long way in the past year, as we do now have the Anvils, which features another first-time user experience, albeit a noticeably worse one at the moment than the Riverlands. This first-time user experience for both areas that we currently have and our future starting areas will change and improve through the remainder of development, and questing will only continue to get more depth, continuity, and meaningful world building behind it as we expand beyond those starting hubs. Development cadence overall has been, in my opinion, pretty solid. I don't think Intrepid is rewriting what it means to pump out content, but I do also feel like we are moving along pretty well with bug fixes, economy and gear adjustments, and new content being brought in, all while balancing the natural first-time developer woes that are going to occur. Some dupes and exploits that have managed to survive a little bit longer have raised some concerns from members of the community, but overall I feel the response time to most things have been suitable. Obviously, there are exceptions. Major updates tend to come out roughly in a 3-month-ish time frame in my experience, heavy on the ish. Intrepid always communicates that they are willing to take the time to cook something until it comes out in a state where it's properly cooked. And they will push dates, they will move things around, and development is always a moving train. So we've got to take dates with a grain of salt, but overall, the communication does make, in my opinion, the wishy-washiness of some of these dates a bit more acceptable. The elephant in the room is always the price of access. In a world of alphas, betas, and early access games rarely living up to the hype these days, people are right to be skeptical of the incredibly ambitious title that has yet to live up to all of the grandiose visions provided. On December 11th, Ashes Early Access will cost $50, with a 15% sale from the 11th to the 25th, bringing it down to $42.50 USD. This access will get you in starting on December 11th, through the launch of the game, however long that may be, and will include your first month of game time when Ashes does launch. There's no subscription before the launch of the game, and on launch, Ashes will have no box cost or DLC cost, only the $15 a month subscription to play. If the cost of entry has you a bit hesitant to join playtesting, my advice is to sit out until you find something in Ashes that has you undoubtedly excited. It's better to follow the state of development from the outside and check in every so often than invest yourself both financially and emotionally in a project that you're not fully believing in at this point in time. So, whether you're a fan of Ashes of Creation, whether you're a current playtester, a hate watcher, an inquisitive MMO gamer that's just checking out the video to get some questions answered, it's important to keep in mind that Ashes is nowhere near finished, and please do not let the early access tag fool you. This is still in alpha, and then we'll move to our betas, and then someday Ashes will launch. But in the meantime, we have a very, very bumpy road ahead of us. So, if you're looking to hop in as a playtester, make sure that you find a good group of people to enjoy the game with, you buckle up tight, and you get ready to submit a few bug reports and really enjoy the ride. At the end of the day, my days are filled with anything from so much PvP that I wish I had a minute to breathe, to, on peaceful days, maybe 8 hours of picking flowers and chopping trees to make some money and try to craft my next gear set. And all of those variances on the day-to-day between the PvX loop, between all of the community building that we can do, helping others, helping our settlements, it makes for a really immersive world that will only continue to be more immersive as us, the potential playtesters and the current playtesters, help iron out some of the problems along the way. And if you don't want to, that's okay. Ashes will be here, and so will I. I stream 8+ hours every single day, and as of this video, I've streamed about 875 days in a row, give or take. So I'm not going away. Ashes isn't going away. The criticisms, the critiques, they help. Whether they are well-mannered or poor-mannered, it all helps contribute to the long term of Ashes. So I hope this has helped. I hope this gives you guys some guidance, and always let me know if you have any questions. Peace. Oh, my grit! I lost my grit! What am I gonna do? Please don't reset. Poppy, stay with